moment of silence. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Was that 3 seconds? 6 seconds? That's my record.
I know.
Wow.
I'm so proud of
And
you.
call the roll, please.
Bobo Fahy,
I'm here.
Thomas Jordan.
Here.
Mark Bowling, Scott Stager,
Yeah, here.
Sam Schmidt,
Here.
Maria Mills Bennett,
Here.
Lance Green.
Here. All right, can I get a consideration of the minutes from last month's meeting?
Make a motion to approve the minutes from last month's meeting.
Second.
Any comments, concerns, questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Ayes have it. All right. MDA amendment. Case number PRZA 23-0006, Second Amendment to the restated First Amendment to the Master Development Agreement of the Nova Depot Planned Commercial Development.
Make a motion to approve case number PRZA-23-0006.
Second.
Have a motion and a second?
Gwen Purdy, planner. So this requested amendment is for the Nova Depot PCD. When PCD rezonings are approved, they also have to adopt a master development agreement that lists out the permitted uses and any special considerations like setbacks. So what this amendment is requesting is to add the permitted use of motor vehicle service center to only Lot 2A. Basically, when the MDA was approved, they didn't really know what end users were going to go there, so they just used the ORT category uses for their list of permitted uses and didn't really expand on any other highway commercial type uses that are generally found there along Nova Road. So this request is to add that motor vehicle service center to that list of permitted uses for 2A only, and it's the only vacant lot out there. Staff is recommending approval, and I'm here for any questions, and Cobb Cole's here.
What was the First Amendment to this MDA?
The First Amendment was basically, I think, to create what that PCD is now, because the first one was for something entirely different. So then they adopted another one to.
Okay, so I mean, why didn't we adopt it as highway commercial then, or if that was the case, and if we're trying to match highway commercial is what we're doing?
Basically, but for this PCD, the developer at that time, they wanted to go the PCD route and not conventional zoning. Really, it is developed just like a standard commercial development, but they had all those lots, they had the lots tied together. They wanted to have probably the same stormwater and that screening wall in the back all done at the same time. So
Right, I remember.
Wasn't that when they split into two pieces?
yeah, there was another. That was the
Yeah. The storage.
First Amendment to the restated First Amendment was probably to create the.
First Amendment, got it.
I
Okay.
read the
Lot
title
2A,
and I was like,
yeah.
wait, what?
That's a lot of restating.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Any questions of Gwen? I'll start with you, Bo.
The only question I have is on figure 2.
Okay.
Would you explain to me the color codes? I'm looking at the lot subject property 2A, and according to the code, the single family residential. What am I missing here?
No.
It's planned commercial development. It prints out kind of. The colors are a little bit close, but R8 is actually brown. And the only one up there is like up on Herbert Street. But the planned commercial development's that red color.
Okay, so my printer's bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks.
Tom?
Yeah, what was the deal with the cross access there between Waffle House and the storage parcel? Weren't they supposed to connect at some point?
There's an opportunity to connect if the landowner to the south ever wants to connect.
So it's
To the
their
south?
responsibility?
Mhm.
Oh, to the south,
Yeah,
yeah.
to the
So
south.
the storage unit,
Mhm.
they're the ones who bailed on us the first go-round. They're the
Well-
ones who stopped this the first go around, yeah.
Yeah, so this amendment isn't for that at all. It's just to add
No, I
that
get
permitted
it.
use in there. The infrastructure is already there for the PCD, so they have, Lot 2A uses the same driveway as the other lots, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the way they do this, we can never bring that up again. It just seems like they got away with it, and we can't ask them
At
to
some
do it
point,
again.
you know, the landowner to the south may want to connect, and there's opportunity for them to do that because the easement is there, so.
Okay.
Maria?
I'm good.
Scott, you got anything for staff? Stan? Okay. Is the applicant here? State your name and address for the record, please.
Good evening. Michael Schnaps Tyler with Cobb Cole, 149 South Ridgewood Avenue in Daytona Beach. I'm a land use and environmental attorney that's pinch hitting for my colleague Jessica Gao. Want to thank Gwen and staff for the presentation. Here with me also is Andrew Rakowski. He's an engineer and project manager with Langham, who we're both here on behalf of the applicant, Driven Brands. They are a prospective end user for this lot, Lot 2A. You may have heard of some of their automotive service centers, such as Meineke. What they're targeting for this site is a Take 5 facility, which there's one already in Port Orange there, kind of close to the Taylor Road and Williamson intersection. They're looking at the exact use for this site, and we think it's a great location there on Nova. Mixes in well with the auto parts stores that are kind of around there, but also fills in that gap. You know, you've got the Waffle House, the Dollar Store, Dollar Tree, and the O'Reilly. So we think it's a good use for this site. We appreciate staff's recommendation of approval, and we're here for any questions that you all may have tonight.
I don't think you can get waffles in 5 minutes over there, though.
No.
Any questions for our applicant? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, back to us. Anybody from the public want to speak to this? Okay, so it's coming back to us. Again, I think this is just a fill-in project. I think it's actually a decent fit. I'd be interested to see the site plan to make sure they don't have cars stacked out all over like they do this other one, but that's a different location. But we have a motion and a second. You want to call the roll, please?
Bobo Bailey?
Yes.
Thomas Jordan?
Yes.
Scott Stager?
Yes.
Sam Schmidt?
Yes.
Yes.
Maria Mills Bennett?
Yes,
Lance Green?
Yes. All right.
since that Waffle House sign is a.
Yeah, you might not be able to see the.
Normal
take-
size,
You might not be able to see
yeah.
the take 5 sign. Case number DCAM 230002, LDC amendments to chapter 2, 3, 9, and 10, Penelope.
Make a motion to approve LDC amendment, or sorry, case number DCAM-23-0002.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Penelope.
Good evening, Penelope Cruz Planning. So this is another house cleaning, land development code amendment. Really all parts of it are just cleanup things. First of which is just cleaning up the definition for major development to address a couple items for master development agreements that wasn't specifically listed. The next one is the resubmittal timeframes. That's the only kind of little bit new thing, but so we're proposing to extend the resubmittal timeframes, and that's based on feedback we've had from engineering firms for a little while now, as well as a survey of adjacent local governments, or actually all the local governments throughout Volusia County. Everything's just kind of delayed, especially when you have to get survey work done or anything with a third-party firm. It just delays everything, and sometimes our 30-day timeframes, even the 60-day one, is just not enough time. So the timeframes proposed are consistent with what other governments around the county provide. Again, some just cleanup items for the Staff Development Review Committee section there, as far as just clearly defining what is a quorum, membership, minutes, things like that, just clarifying that stuff in the code, and then renaming the change of grade permit to a minor engineering permit and establishing the work that can be approved under a minor engineering permit. This is something that's been requested from the community for a while, to be able to, for like minor things, not have to do a full-blown site plan, especially in the east side of town, when people are trying to make minor improvements, not having to spend the full cost of a full-blown site plan and all that engineering and everything, when you can do it at a smaller scale. So that's pretty much it. I'm here to answer any questions you have.
Okay, I'll go ahead and start. So I read through these, and again, I agree with most, and again, but the one that has me concerned is this minor engineering permit, because the way I'm reading it, and I get it for the east side, but this is still gonna be the code for the whole city, not just the east side. But, you know, because I see right now, what people already take advantage of change of grades and these kind of things. And in here, we have about clearing and grubbing and wetlands and.
So that's already allowed under the change of grade permit. So what this is doing is to allow, and that's the way it's been used historically, if you're trying to do any kind of clearing that's outside of an approved development plan, approved site plan or subdivision, the change of grade permit is what that was used for. The minor engineering permit, renaming it, kind of clarifies that it includes additional things. But if something is, you know, staff still has the discretion, right, to determine what's appropriate and what's not. We still have our tree preservation requirements, don't change. So that all still has to be met. All the other requirements of the code that would be applied to a site plan are still in the code. This is just for a case for if somebody wanted to do something small, like they wanted to do a sidewalk addition or do some kind of parking lot upgrade or something like that without having to do a full-blown site plan. It adds those provisions beyond just changing grade.
Because again, and it's obvious, we found out now with all the storms that the flooding is an issue, and I don't want to be letting drainage things or something slide under the radar by saying we're just going to do a little minor permit, and next thing you know we're obstructing drainage or things like that. That's not what we're talking about here, right?
No, and all the rules that you would review under whatever permit is determined to fall under, and the administrative official makes the determination, yes, you qualify for this versus you qualify for that.
Okay.
Right? But all the rules and all the regulations that would be reviewed under whichever permit you do, whether it's a site plan or minor engineering or you know, something else, all those other rules that staff is reviewing in the back, those are still the same. None of that's changing. All our stormwater rules, tree preservation, grading, impervious, all those other rules are still in place.
So the rules say this is a minor, and this is a site plan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because in here, we're talking about, though, repairs to swales, berms, pipes, culverts.
But so like minor things, right? If it's just a minor repair that that is at the scale that can be reviewed, if they're looking to redesign their entire stormwater system, that would not be a minor engineering permit.
So we talking, this is the code, so this applies to commercial and residential.
Correct.
Correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've had instances where people have wanted to do something on a residential lot, for example, but it required some additional grading, and staff felt like there needed to be some swale, some minor drainage improvements beyond what you would typically see on a standard building permit for a single-family house. So something like this could be used to address those things that go beyond the scope of a building permit but don't qualify for a site plan.
Okay.
You know, it kind of fills the gap, right, of a building permit and full-blown site plan.
So if I understood what you said earlier, the person in your office is going to kind of make the call whether it should be a full-blown plan or a minor plan?
Based on how
Based
it's
on
submitted.
Based on
Say
the.
I'm putting in a
the-
sidewalk, I get that, but if I'm going out here and regrading my yard around a swimming pool or something like that, then that's a different,
Yeah, it's based on the scope of work, of the scale of what's proposed. And we have, so before you can submit anything, you have to have a pre-application meeting with staff.
okay.
So we're going to see what the full scope of work is. And before you can have a pre-application meeting, we have to have a concept plan of what you're proposing to do.
Right.
So we can determine what process to send you down.
Yeah, I
That's
think-
what
and
I was worried
that's
about. It
better.
wouldn't be a surprise type thing. If they have
No.
this pre-meeting, they're gonna have kind of an idea where
Yes.
it might be going.
Correct.
Okay, yeah.
Correct.
I'm
Because there's
okay.
more fees involved with a full-on plan than with this, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
There
But this is-
I just, it seems like nowadays we can cause so much more damage with small little grading
Oh, yeah.
issues, okay?
Mhm.
And we see it now, so,
Would that typically come before this board? I mean, if.
No,
No.
no, it's just
We
a
wouldn't
staff
see
level
it at
permit.
all.
No, it's not, they're not, it would meet, everything would meet code. So it's just
Yeah.
like reviewing a building permit. You know, they're not doing anything that they're asking for anything.
So you guys would be calling the shots on that?
Well, the code will, right?
Okay.
We're reviewing to ensure, we're reviewing to
Got
ensure
it.
compliance with the codes.
no, but I mean, as far as the rest of the things, like the resubmittal timeframe,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's absolutely,
Yeah.
it's, you know,
Makes sense.
right now,
Mm-hmm.
it's not doable the way it is, but yeah. So I'm good with everything else on that, but thanks for the clarification. Marie, you got anything for this?
Nope, I'm good.
Tom?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Bo?
No, I'm fine.
Scott? Anything? Okay.
Okay.
Anybody from the audience want to speak to any of this? Okay.
Robert.
Robert does. Come on up, Robert. Robert's gotta get paid. He don't get paid unless he clocks in.
Commission members, Robert Reinhagen, 1425 Dexter Drive North, Port Orange. I think part of my problem is that the whole procedure was not in the agenda packet. There were just pieces of it. But when you look at the definition of, in Chapter 2, Section 2, of what a minor engineering permit adds, grubbing, filling, it's just hard to believe that it could include wetlands alteration. It just doesn't seem to compute. I mean, if you're going to alter a wetlands, to consider that minor engineering, I just don't, I can't agree with that. It just doesn't seem reasonable. And since the staff review said that these things this has never been used before. The wetlands alteration permit's never even been used by anybody. We don't have any examples to look at to see when it was used and when it wasn't. And so I just think that this is a very poor decision to call it minor. And I don't know what constitutes major because that wasn't part of the agenda packet. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Anybody else? Okay. Any further discussion here?
No.
Anybody?
No.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Would you call the roll, please?
Bobo Payne.
Yes.
Thomas Jordan.
Yes.
Scott Stager.
Yes.
Stan Schmidt.
Yes.
Maria Mills Bennett.
Yes.
Lance Green.
Yes. All right. Commissioner comments, I'll start with you, Stan. I don't think you really got a whole lot to say coming here empty-handed, but.
See, that's what I was
What
gonna
more you
say,
could really-
beyond all the other static from the other members, no. That's it.
Scott, anything?
No.
Maria?
I'm good.
Tom?
No, I guess I have to go find something to have for breakfast in the morning now.
I know, I'm so looking forward to that for
Well,
breakfast.
I want to ask one question. Tim, come on up. And is there going to be, do we know what's on next month's meeting yet? Is the Karofsky property coming up on next month's meeting?
No,
Because I still see the rezoning signs out.
we're still in the process of reviewing that, and those signs go up until basically the item is heard by city council, so they'll be up for a while.
Okay, really? Okay.
You really want to know, is there gonna be a meeting for sure next month?
We believe there will be another meeting in November.
Tim, you'll make a meeting.
Depends.
Well, we have to
Will,
have a meeting for
will there be
pumpkin
pumpkin
bread
bread? Is the question. I mean, so as we get more information in, we'll determine whether to have the meeting or not.
If we need to go through the whole land development code next month, then
I mean,
that's
you
what
guys
we
can
need
always
to
make a
do.
motion to have pumpkin bread at the meeting too. I mean, you're the planning commission, so we'll let you decide that then. But yeah, we believe there will be a meeting next month then.
Any new updates on Riverwalk or River Yard?
We're still calling it Riverwalk. On that one.
Are they progressing with?
They're moving forward. We're working right now on the economic incentive agreement. We anticipate that coming to council here in the next few months. So that's there. There's a lot of work kind of go behind the scenes in terms of getting paperwork and documents all online. That way, when the economy does turn to a point where basically things are moving forward, we're ready to move forward with them on that then. So there's a lot of behind the scenes work, kind of documentation, getting things ready to go forward then.
Closing still in March of 2024, though?
That's the current purchase agreement. March of 2024 is the closing date on that current agreement.
Any further activity to the north with that property owners or anything rippling?
With Mr. Antosky?
Yeah.
No, nothing basically news coming out of that. Then there, we're we got fish there. I know that they're starting to provide special events and try to do events in that area then, but nothing more in terms of development by him on those two sites that he has.
So and I see the sign up on the other corner over at Catfish Commons. Is he in for permit?
He's under construction.
He is?
Yeah, Catfish Commons. Basically, site plan's been approved a while ago. Building permits wrapping up, and I believe they're out there doing initial grading or clearing work there on that site then. Yeah,
Really?
all that gas station pavement. Then they're pulling that up then, so you'll start seeing that construction going forward here the next few months then.
Any further information about Dunkin' Donuts moving into that or no?
We're still basically trying to work on that then in terms of basically getting all the sides together to move forward. It's more of a kind of a private agreement there, but we're
Yeah.
trying to assist as much as possible as we can on the city side then.
Nice. Well,
I have a question.
go ahead.
I saw some
No
action
comment.
over Millie's on the river that's not Millie's anymore. Has somebody taken that over? Are they gonna do something with that?
We've been talking with the current property owners. There's
Okay.
basically been some discussions about moving forward with another project, so we're early stage on that then.
Okay.
Who's the current property owners?
They were over there today
The
doing something.
the owners of the Two Jerk Seafood. the current-
Freeman's?
Yes.
Really?
So, but the Millie thing is, gone past us there.
Did they take the property back?
No, they've always owned the property.
Yeah.
Oh,
There was
okay.
it was
okay. Interesting.
quite the dynamic group on that one there. So there's about 3 people involved in the prior there. Now we basically are working with the current property owner and moving forward. So basically we've eliminated some people in the project, which we believe will go a lot smoother and quicker next time around.
Okay.
So do all the variances that we've applied to that
Those
property
are still active.
Active? They
Yes.
are?
Because
Is there a
those
time
went.
limit on those?
They've acted on it in terms of the site plan had been submitted then, so those are basically
Oh,
kind
okay.
of
Gotcha.
moving forward then, so those are still in play for that current owner then too. On
We
there.
didn't apply them to the owner, we applied
You applied them to the property
right,
then, so
yeah.
basically it runs with the property
Nice.
then.
Okay, good.
So
That's
that
good.
will,
That's good to know.
that wasn't a waste in terms of basically what we did then,
Right.
and what the planning commission approved, we can utilize that moving forward with redevelopment then.
Okay. Awesome.
Interesting. All right. Anything else
Unless
for
you want
Tim?
that brought back next month, so we can have a meeting.
Absolutely.
Was the city planning on doing some work in that parking lot underneath the bridge?
Yeah, we basically have a down under plan that got approved earlier this year, and that's what we are working on now in terms of trying to secure grants. To basically, there's a lot of design work that has to go in there then. So we're trying to secure grants. Basically, and one of the things that we're going to try to do is to get a grant to basically redo that parking lot, to add pavement, make it more efficient, and improve the appearance of it. Yeah, basically there's a bunch of there's the swales down there. The intent is to basically vault that there so you can pave over it and get more parking, and also make the layout of the parking lot more efficient. Because right now when you go down there, it's kind of you don't know what's the driveway or what's a parking
Yeah,
lot then.
yeah.
So that's the plan. Right now we're in the stages of trying to secure grants then to go into design, and the hope is that once Bristol comes forward and moves forward, then we can after that kind of piggyback on that and continue developing that area then.
Is somebody really serious about that marina property down there or not? 'Cause I see it's up for sale again.
It's
Is it?
been up for
Yeah.
sale.
Sign's been up.
Yeah.
New sign went up.
Yeah, I mean basically it just switches real estate.
I think
agents
his
said.
sign permit's expired.
Probably has. I mean, I did see someone drew a mustache in the guy's face then, so we probably should get that changed then.
It's like the Morgan and Morgan signs.
Was it Oak Street, where they were gonna cover that drainage ditch on I guess it'd be the south side of the road?
Oak Street.
That's where the Lutheran church is and then the park. They were talking about filling in that ditch and putting a culvert in there.
Tim's not the drainage guy.
Yeah.
I heard that was coming up yet this year, so I didn't know. 'Cause there was
That's like a public works project then?
Yeah, that's not
There
Tim's
was
department.
6 foot
Tim's upstairs.
sidewalk on top of that.
Tim's upstairs.
Right.
Tim, are they still planning to do a ferry across the river? Is that still something that,
I mean, that is in our down under plan with basically a water taxi.
Yeah.
The hope is to partner with some of the other cities around here too and get kind of a system there That way you can go kind of hop around from place to place along the river then and connect Riverwalk to the Down Under and utilize some of the residential areas that will get developed too then. So that is in the plan. But again, it's the plan. We got to keep on moving forward and get some development first before we can kind of act on that.
So we'll have multiple stops along
That's
the
the
way.
intent.
Yeah.
is to have multiple stops then.
Okay.
And a boat bar. All right. Thank you, Tim.
Add that to the plan, Penny.
You got any comments?
No comments then.
All right. Any, we have, public comments? Come on up.
Ah, there we go.
I was wondering why we,
Standing here waiting from 5 o'clock.
Sorry.
No, it's 5:30.
state your name for the record,
I
please.
will. Good afternoon. My name's Dennis Hoffman from the Groves, and I'm here to discuss the situation of PRZA-23-0007, commonly known as Hammocks Preserve. I believe it's under staff review. Can I ask a question about the traffic problems that may be addressed with the building of this 600 or 900 units?
Unfortunately, that's not this particular panel.
Planning board.
Huh?
Planning board.
But if it's a project that's already passed us,
It's in review.
Yeah,
it hasn't, oh, it hasn't come before us yet.
Oh, who's reviewing it then? I mean,
Well, our staff department our planning department is reviewing it. But it hasn't come before us yet.
okay. Any idea when that may come to you?
Can anybody help us? No?
no.
Were there any plans submitted?
Hang on, who's gonna pop up on that one? Unfortunately, you're asking us questions we don't know.
I
We only
understand.
get it,
Please.
it's presented to us.
Did you, I don't know if you wanted to use the rest of your time or?
That would.
Okay.
This would be my.
Okay, Penelope Cruz Planning. So I'm not sure if you're one of the people that has emailed me already or called
No,
me.
I
Okay.
may have called.
Okay, so everybody that's called me, I've asked for their email and I've sent a summary of all the information and I've added everybody to my list to notify you when it comes to public meetings. I've let everybody know that it is under staff review right now and when it is scheduled to come before a public hearing, that you will get an email and be notified of that. It is still, like we said, under staff review. They're still receiving technical comments from staff, including traffic comments. So nothing is done, nothing is completed. Also in that summary that I have sent to everybody that has contacted me, and I will take your email address and just forward it again just to make sure you have it. There are links to our interactive development activity report where you can access the current submittal. So every time there's a resubmittal, staff updates that, and so the public has access to the current submittal under review at the same time staff does. So you're able to open the plans they submit, you're able to see what's there, what staff is reviewing.
That's how I got the number for the
Mm-hmm. So I can send that to you, but yeah, so we just sent another resubmittal letter out. The earliest it probably could come before this board, if they address the technical comments, would be December. I'm not saying it's coming in December, but that would be the earliest.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Keep in touch. Thank you.
All the time. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Yes,
And
sir.
congratulations to the new members.
I don't think he's saying that yet. All right, with that being said, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
We are adjourned.